If everyone could please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm afraid to move this microphone because we've had some very temperamental sounds today, so I'm going to kind of be off to the side here. Welcome to all of our families, friends, and community members to the 2024 Craneville 5th grade D.A.R.E graduation. We are here today to celebrate the hard work of our students in completing the D.A.R.E program. I would like to thank all of the students, teachers, and especially Sergeant Miller of the Dalton Police Department for the time and energy that they have committed to the success of this year's program. I am so proud of our 5th graders and how invested they have been throughout their time with the D.A.R.E officers. It truly speaks to the nature of Craneville community and the student leaders that this 5th grade group is becoming. Before we begin, I have one quick housekeeping announcement. Families who are planning to dismiss their child at the end of today's ceremony should be sure to sign them out with their 5th grade teacher. Each teacher has a sign-out sheet in their classroom where you can also sign out any younger siblings that are attending here with you today. If you are going to take a younger sibling that is not in attendance, please be sure to stop into the main office and we'll call them down for you. And now I would like to invite Sergeant Tyler Miller from the Dalton Police Department.
Good afternoon. Again, I know this thing's very temperamental. I'm not going to touch it and screw this whole thing up for everybody. So I just want to first of all thank you to the families for coming out this afternoon. Also, you guys' support in this program has been amazing. I took over for Chief Stroud. Unfortunately, couldn't be here today. That is conflict of interest with another program. So, taking on that mantle from Chief Stroud has been a lot of pressure. I've heard over the years, everybody remembers the D.A.R.E program with Chief Stroud, the drunk goggles. Some of you guys were kids. She was teaching for 22 years. So, I'm very honored to be able to continue this program, the support from the families to allow me to come in and interact with your children. You know, it's amazing. They're 10 weeks, kind of goes by quickly. The kids didn't believe me when I told them that at the beginning, but the interactions we have is going to build bonds for hopefully a lifetime. Just to kind of give you guys this overview, I know a letter did go home earlier in the year about the D.A.R.E program. D.A.R.E doesn't just cover, drugs and how to say no. I'm happy to say it's evolved beyond that. We covered things such as stress management, even things as simple as basic communication skills, especially for the parents here. When you ask your kid to do something and they say yes, but they do it by stomping their feet, rolling their eyes, or shrugging their shoulders, I kind of talk to them about maybe when, you might not be thrilled to do it, but be aware of what your body is also saying, not just what you're saying with your words. Communication is huge, especially coming out of the last few years we've had. Some of them may not have had those skills. So I do try to bring that back. We do cover online safety. I have a mission for the parents and the guardians in the room. Please continue this mission. Online safety is huge. For those that don't know, I also work with digital evidence. I work with the cell phones, the social media, and it is asking when somebody just makes a mistake, maybe sends out an inappropriate image, or their kid might be just 5 minutes unsupervised online and gets into some things that are over their head. please be cognizant of this. Work with your kids, look at their phones. I told the kids already to be prepared for this because I tell them at graduation, I can only do so much, but I need the parents' help and the family's help to help keep their kids away from making some bad decisions. So please monitor their devices, whether it's on a computer, cell phone, tablet, even on your own personal cell phones. If you give them do it for a few minutes, it will go a long way. All right. On top of that, stress management, I was happy to be able to bring Wendell back in for another year. You know, the kids were very excited to see Wendell. We had the drunk goggle day. Thank you to Captain Stroud for coming in and doing a segment on narcotics. So on top of those kind of topics we covered, just being able to sit there and kind of bond with your kids, hear their ideas, hear their plans for the future was amazing. I'm hoping that in the future, if they have a problem, they can feel comfortable coming to somebody, expressing it, whether it's a teacher, a family member, or if it's serious enough to bring it to my attention, I'd be more than happy to work with them. I just want to say congratulations on your hard work over the last 10 weeks. I know the essays were not your favorite. I've already heard from some families that the kids were a little stressed. So I do appreciate you guys putting in the time and effort into that. And I just want to conclude with thanking you guys very much for the last 10 weeks. All right, congratulations today. We'll also call up Greenland Coupons to do our introductions of our guest speakers today.
We're going to have to roll the dice here.
For our first speaker, I would like to introduce Miss Mary Farrell.
Is that good? Hi, my name is Mary Farrell. 28 years ago, I was sitting at the D.A.R.E graduation like this one. My daughter Lindsay was graduating D.A.R.E. She was 11 years old. She had her whole life in front of her. But even though she had graduated D.A.R.E, she still made the decision 5 years later to get into a car with an impaired driver. It's been 8,314 days since my daughter Lindsay made the decision that would not only end her life, but also change the lives of many others. She wasn't a party girl. She loved being home, hanging out with family and friends, but just that one decision changed everything. We as parents no longer have our beautiful, smiling, full of life daughter. Her siblings no longer have her loving guidance. Her grandparents no longer have their granddaughter. Aunts, uncles, cousins, and loving friends, all because of that one decision that changed everything. No graduating high school, going to college, getting married, having children, or being an aunt to nieces and nephews. Not making new memories, new friends, new adventures, only old pictures, old memories, and old friends who still remember. All because of one decision that changed everything. Grief, a funeral, heartache, a high school award in her name, friends' speeches, spaghetti fundraiser dinners, her friends' daughters that carry on her name, all because of one decision, just that one decision that changed everything. So as you guys continue your journey in life, remember everything that you've learned with D.A.R.E. And if you are ever in a similar situation, no matter how many years have passed, please think back and remember me standing here talking to you about that one decision. Congratulations.
Our second speaker today is Assistant District Attorney Andrew Giroldo.
Hey, you know, it takes a lot of courage to stand up in front of a lot of people and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance and introduce some grown-ups. So if we give a hand to our So like Breland said, my name's Andrew Girolo. The DA couldn't be here today, so he sent me. I'm the guy who is in charge of keeping kids safe for the district attorney's office. That's my job. I swear to God, that's my job. That's what I do every single day. So that's why I'm standing here amongst you all. For the past couple of weeks, you all have sat with Sergeant Miller. You've talked with him about decisions, about choices that you all have to make every single day just to be a kid. Some of those decisions are really hard. But I hope that through working with Sergeant Miller over here, that you all have a lot of tools in your toolbox now that you can make the good decisions. You can make the good choices, not just today, but for your whole life. Those tools stick with you. That toolbox never goes away. So please, keep in mind what Sergeant Miller taught you for the past couple of weeks. But you know what? It's really hard. It's hard to be a kid. It's hard to be a grown-up. What I want you to do right now is look around the room. Look at your friends. Look at your neighbors. Look up on these bleachers up here. There's a lot of good people in this room, right? So if you can't do it, look to them. They're all around you. And you know what? When you go home tonight, take a look in the mirror. That's a good person too. And remember that. Every single one of you is a good person. Realize that. You realize that those tools that Sergeant Miller gave you, you can give to somebody else. So when someone's having a rough day, when someone might be making one of those bad choices, you can help out. That person doesn't need to stand alone, and you don't need to stand alone. There's a lot of good people in this room. It takes a community to work together, to raise people, to raise good people, keep kids safe. So remember, you have that. You have this. And you have you. So work together, make good choices, now and forever. And most of all, stay safe.
Okay, and now I'd like to introduce Lana Darby and Peyton Anastasio, who will introduce our D.A.R.E essay winners.
Autumn PE. Daily. I would like to introduce Emily Gardner to read her D.A.R.E. D.A.R.E. Did you know that vaping and smoking cause heart disease? I didn't know that when I first started in their program. Before starting D.A.R.E, I didn't know how much harm drugs can do to your body. My experience in there has taught me to think about what I do before I do it. This program is valuable because it teaches kids how to make good decisions in life. Now that I have taken D.A.R.E, I know how bad drugs can really be and how to resist them. D.A.R.E has impacted me, the information I've learned, and the decision-making models I've made, and my plan I have to stay safe. D.A.R.E has taught me many things. First, I learned how powerful drugs can be and how addicting they can be to humans. This is helpful because it teaches me to stay away from drugs and to never get addicted to them. And no, additionally, D.A.R.E has taught me that vapes are 20 to 40 times worse than one single cigarette. This is important for kids to know because then it keeps them away at a young age, so they don't do it as adults. Most importantly, I learned that you should always be careful about your phones, tablets, anything you do. No matter what you use, online predators are everywhere. I will need this knowledge most because of my safety online, from cyberbullying to being kidnapped. Overall, these lessons I learned in D.A.R.E will help me in situations that involve safety. In addition to these lessons, I have also learned the D.A.R.E decision-making model. I use this model to help me define problems and think about my choices. For example, one time at school, someone I know was being mean to my friend. I was able to define the problem when I heard someone was spreading rumors. Next, I assessed my choices by deciding between telling the teacher, talking to the person directly, or waiting to see what my friend wanted to do. I responded by asking my friend about what she wanted to do to fix this problem. Together, we messaged that person to discuss what she did and how it impacted us. This conversation helped us rebuild our friendship. As I evaluate on my decision, I think I made a good choice in the moment, but I might respond differently next time. One change that I would make is to stay more on topic with my friend's message to avoid any past conflicts. The D.A.R.E decision-making model has helped me end the conflict more quickly and how my friend stand up for herself. Finally, I plan to use D.A.R.E to keep me safe and make responsible choices. Now that I know that vaping and smoking kill thousands of people each year, I plan on never doing drugs, so I'm not one of those thousands. In middle school, people might try to force me to take drugs, but I know there are many dangers to avoid. Also, I plan to be aware of cyber safety when using electronics. I'll make private accounts and never friend people I don't know. I will keep using DDMM to assess my choices as I grow older. When I am an adult, the DDMM will help me with making good choices for my family, my job, and my friends in my future. I will need these models to make it safe and successful. D.A.R.E has impacted me by teaching me to resist drugs and tell others how harmful drugs really are. I recommend the D.A.R.E program to anyone and everyone. With all these things I learned will help me through rough times. I can use D.A.R.E to make life easier by using DDMM to create better environments. I promise to never take drugs or share my information with strangers. And D.A.R.E has been an enjoyable experience that will impact me forever.
No, please!
I would like to introduce
think that
Elias
old
Mikowski to lead his dance.
Hi, my name is Elias. In my essay, D.A.R.E is what it stands for. Did you know what D.A.R.E stands for? It stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. In D.A.R.E, I learned about things such as drugs and what it can do to you, stress management, what stress is, risks and consequences, how I will use this wonderful program in the future by making the best choices and good decisions. Also in D.A.R.E, we learned about not posting bad stuff on social media and the consequences of doing that. All D.A.R.E I really liked and should be in this essay. Overall, what I learned from D.A.R.E. One thing I learned in D.A.R.E is the risks and consequences of many things, like drugs, alcohol, and vaping and violence. Risks are things we do daily. When the word risk comes to mind, we think of bad, but it's not always bad. Risk can be coming to school, going to work, climbing a tree, and stuff like that. Consequences you might also think is a bad thing, but it's not always. Like sleeping the next day, you might feel happier and more outgoing. But if you stayed up late hanging with friends, the next day you might not feel all those good things you would have if you were sleeping outside. That is only one thing I learned in D.A.R.E. Another thing I learned in D.A.R.E is stress management and ways to process it. One way to process stress can be taking a break, asking your teacher time off, or breathing. In D.A.R.E, I learned that vaping, smoking is not a way to process your stress and your emotions. Example, if you have a bunch of tests this week, do you go to the bathroom and vape or do you study? Ways not to manage your stress is vaping, smoking, drinking, etc. How to use the D.A.R.E decision-making model and how I'm going to use it in the future. How to use the D.A.R.E decision-making model is to define the problem, assess the problem, pick a decision, and review whether it works. I'm going to use this in the future by defining my problem, assessing my problem, responding to the problem, and evaluating the problem. I plan to use the D.A.R.E program in the future by also making good choices and making good decisions, like not hanging out with people who vape, smoke, and drink. I'm also going to make good decisions, like I'm not going to smoke frequently. Example, if you see boys vaping, you either join them or walk away. Good choices and decisions are part of the D.A.R.E program. This is part of D.A.R.E I learned in classroom. In conclusion, D.A.R.E is a very helpful program. It helps you learn the very bad consequences of drinking, vaping, stress management, and more. Overall, what I learned in D.A.R.E is things such as risk and consequences. Risks aren't always bad and consequences aren't either. Also, I learned about stress and healthy ways to manage it, like taking time away, asking for help, or asking for help. Another thing I learned in D.A.R.E is the D.A.R.E decision-making model. Define the problem, assess the problem, take a decision, and do whatever it works. I like D.A.R.E this year. I also like writing this essay.
I would like to introduce Sharon Schufeldt to read the D.A.R.E essay. It is not just drugs, sex, and alcohol. There are vapes, cigarettes, alcohol, there are more. But drugs, vapes, alcohol, and cigarettes have one thing in common. They can kill you. Most of them nicotine, flavors, smell, texture, taste, it could be anything that can sound fun, quickly, it's a body more. All these things can kill you. If you don't know what it is, and don't go in contact with them, this makes you think that it's healthy, but it's not. But look, next to this problem. Also, follow the better than drugs. According to the D.A.R.E. could be real. It says there are 95,000 alcohol-related deaths each year in the U.S. In D.A.R.E, I learned that I was very bad. Then I had a headache. With medicine, it's a little bit of drugs and medicine on the airway, so it's important to don't overdose. I learned that most people don't drink, and I also learned not to drink until you want because it can mess up your brain. The D.A.R.E decision-making model should help you make safe responsible. The D.A.R.E decision-making model stands for defense, rapid, problems, choice, opportunity, assess, what are your choices, respond, make a choice using the facts and information you gather, evaluate, use, review your decision. Did you make a good choice? You can use this information to make safe responsible in your life. They help me understand new facts and useful information in my life. The decision model can reduce stress about decisions in my life. So, D.A.R.E can help me be healthy. D.A.R.E is so useful to me and everyone's life. And I am so lucky I got to know this that they safe, responsible, and everything that I do. And I hope I can teach and help others understand the information I've gathered. D.A.R.E helped many people learn these lessons. D.A.R.E is really fun too, and I'm great from school.
It's hard to know you. Again, it's time to go home. Go home.
Jasmine Sylvia to read her D.A.R.E.
It's time to go home.
Did you know that more than 480,000 Americans die from tobacco-related causes each year? Did you also know that alcohol slows down the brain and body? The effects of using alcohol include memory loss, loss of self-control, and loss of coordination. Today, I'm going to be talking about everything I learned from D.A.R.E. Drugs and internet safety, drug use, and more. I will also be talking about the D.A.R.E. decision-making model and how I plan to use it. You should never take drugs or alcohol. It can be very dangerous and sometimes fatal. If someone ever offers you a drug or asks if you want to smoke/vape, decline. Cigarettes contain nicotine and tobacco. These are dangerous drugs that can reduce the amount of blood that flows to the brain. Fun fact, vapes happen to be worse than cigarettes. They contain a liquid version of nicotine and cannabis, which is terrible for you. Just like cigarettes, vapes reduce blood flow to the brain. There are about 95,000 alcohol-related deaths each year in the U.S. Alcohol weakens the heart muscle and reduces the amount of blood pumped to and from the heart. Too much alcohol can slow the body, lead to a coma, and result in death. Alcohol goes directly into the bloodstream and can damage every organ in your body. It's not just the alcohol that can kill you. If you drive while drunk, you can get into a terrible car accident and most likely die. When using the internet, never use your real name, address, age, or what town you live in. There are tons of people who track the information, try to find you, and harm you.
No PE.
I've been using the D.A.R.E decision-making model on the internet. Earlier I said it stands for, but in this case it stands for assess, respond, evaluate,
Oh, darn
define. Sometimes I'll get a friend request from someone when I'm playing a video game. Now, they're trying to be friendly, but I don't know them. Maybe some old man trying to find information about me. Assess. My choices are accept the friend request, decline, or leave the game. If I decide to accept the friend request and become friends with them, I might ask questions about me, like my name, my age, or even where I live. But if I decline the friend request, I may try to friend me. I'll never see them again. In this case, I would leave the game and then join a different server. They could have been a young kid looking for some friends, but you never know who's on the other side of the screen. Evaluate. I personally think that was the right decision for me and my safety. From now on, I only friend people that I know in real life. And if someone says, you do know me in real life, I'm in your class, I will still leave because they could be acting. I will use the D.A.R.E decision-making model to make safe and responsible choices. I will not post pictures of myself in front of my school or in front of my street sign. I will also use a fake name and a fake age when addressing myself online. I will not give out any information. I will only talk to my friends and will not text strangers. I will also be careful about what I post. If I post a picture of myself, someone could see it, find out who I am, where I live, and track me down. I really enjoy the D.A.R.E program, and I will be using what I've learned about alcohol, drugs, and more in the future. D.A.R.E explains to me just how bad drugs and alcohol are for my body and my safety. I always knew they were bad, but now I know how bad they really are. D.A.R.E taught me all about how to be safe when using the internet and what to do if I ever got offered drugs. I find illegal drugs one of the worst things on this planet, and I wish they didn't exist. I hate how people take them to make themselves feel better or to be cool. You should always drink responsibly, or you could end up dead. Okay, we are now going to distribute the D.A.R.E certificates. We just ask that you hold your applause until the end of each class. Could Mrs. Bill's class please stand? Colton Bell. Isabella Bigger. Savannah Daly. Lana Darby, Xander Davis, Tanush Garala, Lucas Hall, Evan Harper, Mezzabine Anaya, Christopher Itchwas, Raylan Kingsley, Elias Mikowski, Bryce Moody, Sam O'Connor, Aiden Patak, Landon Ramos, Braden Severs,
St. John, Keziah Tillery, Noah Van Duzen, and Hollis Walsh Turner. Would Ms. Stolen's class please stand? Peyton Anastasio. Michael Atwood. Lauren Capozzi. Parker DeMarch. Annabelle Duncanson. Elijah Esco. Vivian Getz. Nicholas Jaredsaw. Amani Kelly. Colton Kennedy. Zayden Marshall. Cruz Vega. Mackenzie Pittman. Oliver Alidoro. Riley Purcell. Naomi Reynolds. Lydia Shaw. Sharon Schufeld. Jacoby Tucker. And Liam Warren. Would Ms. Packard's class please stand? Owen Boucher. Colton Bradley. Reagan Brown. Corbin Carlo. Owen Crocker. Peyton Demery. Reagan Goddard. Jordan Hang. Joseph Penalt. Griffin Jost. Maggie Joyner. Molly Landquist, Brenna Milliken, Kyla O'Keefe, Jace Partridge Santora, Joseph Pratt, Cameron Ranzoni, Richard Sokolowski, Jasmine Sylvia, AJ Tierney, and Cora Wynn. Would Ms. Tunney's class please stand? Rory Barnes, Paxton Callahan, Benjamin Shagnon, Aurora Daniels, Hayden Favor, London Flores, Devin Phones, Emily Gardner, Michael Greff, Kaylani Milady, Trace McFerris, Malia Pennell, Nina Plekanov, Lily Richter, Chloe Robinson, Carly Smith, Kingston Smith, Ruby Smith, Faith Solis, Breland Tupon, Scarlett Von Brook, Xander Wagner, and Adriana Watts.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2024 Craneville D.A.R.E graduates. I just want to say thank you everybody for coming today. Again, I cannot stress your importance, your continued support in this program. You know, these kids have been amazing the last 10 weeks, so I hope it continues. I hope you guys have the best future possible, all right? Thank you very much. The school is just asking if you guys could all stand by. We're going to let the kids out first so they get back to their classrooms. Thank you again.